Hello students, this session is for C form students, that is class 8th, and the subject is mathematics, and our topic of discussion is fundamental concepts and operations of algebra. Algebra is an important branch of mathematics, and we use algebra to solve our different real life problems. And once you are aware of different aspects of algebra, you can make your own interesting puzzles which you can ask your friends and solve them. And you can solve different real life problems also by using the concepts of algebra. So obviously this is an important branch of mathematics, and we have to start with different concepts and different operations of algebra. So just to start with, let us take a real life problem. I am writing here this statement, and if you get time you also can note it down. When 5 is subtracted from the sum of three times the square of number of pencils and twice the product of the number of pencils and the number of pens in a bag becomes equal to, let us say, 300. So when 5 is subtracted from the sum of 3 times the square of number of pencils and twice the product of the number of pencils and the number of pens in a bag becomes equal to 300. This is a long statement. How to code it in mathematical form? Let us start it. Let x is number of pencils and y is number of pens. So we are going to code this statement by using this x. Let us say this x is used for number of pencils and y is used for number of pens. Now let us translate this statement. When 5 is subtracted, so subtract this 5. We have done up to this part. From the sum of means how to subtract it from the sum of 3 times the square of number of pencils. So 3 times means 3 multiplied the square of the number of pencils. So number of pencils is x. So a square of x means A square means power is 2. And a square of the number of pencils and twice. So here this is the sum of this, and now this part twice means 2 times. The product of the number of pencils is x, and it has to be a product of number of pencils and the number of pens, so that number is y, and these things are in a bag, and this becomes equal to 300. So this becomes equal to 300. So let us see this thing. This long statement has been coded by using these 2 symbols and some numbers and some mathematical operations like plus, minus, and there is equal to sign. So obviously you are familiar with this thing. We call it an equation, algebraic equation. Why? Because there is equal to sign. If there is no equal to sign, then this part is known as algebraic expression. So in this chapter we have to be aware of different algebraic expressions, and then we shall be performing different operations related with algebraic expressions. So see, this long statement has been coded, and this is short and concise. So this is the advantage of algebra. We solve our real life problems using different algebraic expressions, and we perform different algebraic operations. So we have to be aware of these things. So this form is known as algebraic expression. One by one we shall be familiar with different aspects of this algebraic expression, and I gave you an idea just to start the chapter, and this continues like this. See, this is plus sign, this is minus sign. This part is known as one term. So I am encircling, and this is a term. This is another term, and this is another term. So we have got 1, 2 and 3 terms. So we talk like this, that this algebraic expression has 3 terms. Now there are different symbols. This is x, y, and there are different numbers 3, 2 and 5. These symbols x, we have used it for the number of pencils. We do not know the number of pencils. Number of pencils may be having any value. So means its value can change. Its value will be varying in different ways. So it has not fixed value, it has variable value. So here x is a variable. Similarly, y is also not having any fixed value, and y is also a variable. So what about this 3, 2 and 5? So meaning of 2 is always 2. It has fixed value, and so this 3, 2, 5, these are known as constants. So I think the meaning is clear. 3 has fixed value, 2 has fixed value, 5 has fixed value, and these symbols having fixed value are known as constants. And these signs are there. Mathematical operations of addition and subtraction, they are used to separate different terms. So how to identify or count the number of terms See it here, this is plus sign, means it is separating two terms. So term 1 and term 2, and then this minus sign is again here. So this is another term. So we can identify the number of terms in an algebraic expression. In each term, see, this is a combination of a fixed value symbol, that is constant, and variables. Here it is again fixed value number symbol, and this is variable whose value may change. So this combination of constant and variables separated by or connected by plus or minus, here there is multiplication also. So we can identify different terms. So to count the number of terms, don't pay your attention on multiplication. No, pay your attention if there is any plus sign, means this is one term, this is the other term. If there is minus sign, again this is another term. So we can count the number of terms, and so term, term and term. In each term we find some symbols whose values may change. This symbol, this X, is used for number of pencils. We do not know the number of pencils. That may be anything, 5, 7, 10, depending upon the situation. So this X is known as variable. Similarly, Y is there for number of pens. We do not know the value of number of pens. So its value may be different. Its value will be variable. Therefore, Y is also variable. And what about 2? 2 is constant. So till now we have been able to be familiar with a form of algebraic expressions. Then we can identify different terms, we can count the number of terms, and in each term we can identify variable and constant. So after that we shall be learning that this 2 is multiplier, 2 is multiplied, therefore this 2 is coefficient, X is also coefficient, Y is also coefficient. So we shall be dealing with different terms. So now let us start to write, and then I will explain the different terms of algebraic expression. And so sequence wise, serial number wise, first one is variable. I have explained you the meaning of variable. Here X is variable, Y is variable. So what is a variable? A symbol which does not have fixed value, and it can be assigned any value. For example, X, we use letters to represent variables. So X, Y, A, B, Z, etc. So till this moment I think this term is clear. So variable is X, variable is Y, and another term is constant. So we discussed how to identify constant. A constant is that which has fixed value. So this 3 is constant, 2 is constant, 5 is constant. So let us write the definition of this. A symbol which has fixed value For an example, 2 is 2 every time, everywhere. It has fixed value. 5 has fixed value. What about pi? In mathematics, you are aware of this symbol. This is known as pi. And what is the value of this? This is 22 by 7. So wherever pi has been written, it is understood that its value is 22 by 7. So this is also a constant. So this symbol has fixed value. This has fixed value. So these are known as constants. Now, third point of this discussion, we discuss about algebraic expression. I told you algebra is an important branch of mathematics, and in algebra we deal with algebraic expressions, and then we perform different operations and solve real life problems. So algebraic expression. So how to define it? Algebraic expression, a combination of constants and variables connected by plus, minus, multiplication, division, etc. is known as algebraic expression. So see, combination of constants and variables. See, this is constant, variables, and connected by plus, minus, multiplication, division. So here it is product, that is multiplication. Here it is plus, here it is minus. There may be division also. So for an example, the above sequence 2xy minus 5 or 2 by 5 x to the power 3 plus 2xy minus 3y plus 2. So this is an algebraic expression. This is also an algebraic expression. So at this moment you are familiar with some terms of algebra, and we shall further continue to discuss different aspects of algebra, and then we shall start important operations of algebra. Thank you.